Which is the more hopeless situation, the Giants or the Jets?
Yeah, both of them are bad, Molly, and I apologize for your Giants and the despicable display they put on TV last night. That was a late one. It was a long one. Shout to the Manning cast keeping us entertained, but they got their asses beat, as did the Jets. I think for me, if you start looking at the contract situation for Danny Dimes, and I don't like to do this because the end of last year, he was phenomenal, but if you look at his record, he's 22, 34, and 1 or something like that. 1 in 13 in primetime games. Had half a season last year with Daboll's offense and Saquon Barkley where they're like, ooh, let's make this guy rich. He's not able to get out of that contract until after next season. So Daboll and Danny had a little bit of a situation on the side where he's throwing the Microsoft Surface. They're going to have to figure it out this year and next year. For me, I think they are a more hopeless situation than the New York Jets, who we only got to see 4 plays of what they were hoping this season would look like. Now, Zach Wilson plays his best football this past Sunday. They still lose the game. But for me, the Aaron Rodgers hope and optimism will still be dangling over the head of Greeny and all the Jets fans for next season. And for the Giants fans, they got that happening on primetime TV. I think the Giants are much more hopeless than the Jets right now, Molly, personally. And it's a sad state for both teams for sure.
It is a sad state of affairs.
Can I ask you guys a question? Which is heavier, a ton of bricks or a ton of feathers? They both weigh the same. They're both hopeless. They're both hopeless. Neither are going anywhere. And I agree, but I will agree with you, P-Mac. It's because of Daniel Jones and his contract is that what hope do you have? You saw there's an offensive line that you can't rebuild soon enough. Saquon Barkley is hurt. The one thing that can help you get out of this is that Saquon Barkley, and he's dealing with a high ankle sprain. You mentioned the threat, the hope that Aaron Rodgers somehow can miraculously do something that no other human being has ever done, could return from an Achilles tear, a repair, and come back and play football inside of 5 months. Something that's never been done before. So there is hope at the end of the tunnel. The light at the end of the Giants tunnel, that's an oncoming train coming to run you over. That's what you see. That light in the distance that's coming down the track, Stephen A., that's to run the Giants fans over. Daniel Jones and that offensive line, ain't no hope. You're hopeless.
You are hopeless. There's no question about that. Matter of fact, you say Saquon Barkley, you almost want to stay the hell out just so you can retain your health, and that way you can be on a free agent market or something like that down the line, because it's a situation right now.
Let's not give people ideas.
It's horrible. It's horrible. And here's the only thing that I will add. Here's the only thing that I will add to what both of y'all said. They're second worst in the league turnover margin, -8. Only the Raiders are worse. And by the way, they don't have the only team in the entire league without a single turnover. That is the New York Giants. They are even worse than the New York Jets. It is hopeless.
Yeah, I know. Daniel Jones has more turnovers than a career touchdown, so I get it. All right,
and they got the third toughest remaining schedule.
Yeah, there's that
and
too.
And they paid them.
Yep, there's that too. Guys, anything else you want to share before I transition?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying.
Conversations.
That was a long night, Molly. That game was terrible last night.
Y'all good and terrible.
And they kept it with. They kept it in with like 2 scores too, where like maybe we got to stay up and maybe they'll do it, and then boom, pick 6 the other way, can't do it. It's just like all types of misery. We're sorry for you, Molly. We're sorry for you and all Giants fans. Honestly.
Well, you are.
Cool story, bro.
I'm not. She
all right, your teams have done nothing. You're a Steelers fan and a Knicks fan, so I don't even know why you're talking. What is on the line for Dak and the Cowboys this weekend in San Fran?
I think it's a lot. And if you think about where we were just 1 week ago for the Dallas Cowboys, they were dead. Remember, Stephen A. Smith was in his penthouse laughing his ass off. Then they smack the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have no offense at all. So the Dallas Cowboys defense seemingly is all the way back to form, and they're going to have to be with Purdy and McAfee. But I think an interesting stat that we need to look at here, Dak Prescott, who Stephen A. is a massive fan of, has the #1 QBR in the NFL, QB rating, when they have a lead. Whenever they're losing or tied, it's 26th in the NFL. So it's going to be a quick start for the Dallas Cowboys if they want Dak to continue to do his thing. But what this Niners team has been able to do is smother folks. Their defense is everywhere. Brock Purdy limits his mistakes, and Christian McCaffrey is able to do what he does. So this is a measuring stick, obviously about a quarter of the way for this through the season for both of them. But that first quarter is going to be massive for how the Cowboys can contain it, and stats prove that. For me, the Niners are dominant. They haven't had a let-up game, but it's great to see the Cowboys are all the way way back with that yak unk doing their thing, which is dominating like they did the first 3 weeks.
Oh, please. I mean, please. The Pat McAfee show, I can't wait. I'm going to be listening once first take is over to that dribble that you just spewed right there. Don't you do that to your audience. Don't you do that to them. Dak Prescott has accounted for 4 touchdowns this season. You know who's done that? Their defensive special teams as well. He's got as many touchdowns. The defense and the special teams have accounted for as many touchdowns as Dak Prescott this year. Oh, by the way, I got the names of the quarterbacks in this league this year who've accounted for as many touchdowns or more touchdowns than Dak Prescott. How about Joshua Dobbs? How about Sam Howell? How about Matt Jones? And, of course, C.J. Stroud and Anthony Richardson. All of these brothers have accounted for more than Dak Prescott. Don't get me caught up with that nonsense. Dak Prescott, we know that the Dallas Cowboys defense is elite. We know that they'll have a say. We understand the special teams could have a say as well. But trust you me, Pat McAfee, trust you me, at the end of the day, it's going to come down to Dak. Can he deliver? And what did we just finish talking about, Shannon, when we were talking to Jeff Saturday about Zach Wilson? Now, front, with the cameras rolling out front, you bloviated. Yeah, Dak gonna do this. Dak gonna do this. And then the minute they turn it off, damn, I hope he come through. I really do. Because I swear, I don't know about this brother right here. That's what their defense is saying about him. That's what Pat McAfee is going to say about him. Pat McAfee going to go on that show today. Dak Prescott, I believe. And then he going to look at his boys do a commercial. Damn, was I convincing? I hope I was, because I don't know about this man right here. I don't know about that. That's what's going to happen. Go ahead.
That's what the thing is that Dak Prescott hasn't been asked to do a whole lot because his defense has been getting scooping scores and pick six, and the special teams have been setting them up on short fields. The one game that every throw, every possession, every down mattered was against the Cardinals. And how did Dak look in that game? The 49ers will force Dak to play football from start to finish. And that's what you have to do. You can't turn the ball over. They're relentless in their pressure on the defensive front. Because the secondary is really good because they know the ball has to come out quick. But I'm going to make Dak Prescott beat me. I'm going to tell Brock Purdy, I'm going to tell our guys, look, let's make them drive the length of the field. Let's not give that offense a short field. And let's see if Dak can outdo Brock Purdy. I don't believe he can. And if he does, I'll come in here on Monday and say, hey, Cowboys to be reckoned with. Because if they go on the road the next 4 weeks, the next month, we're going to learn a lot about the Cowboys. They got 49ers, they got the Eagles, they got the Chargers, and they got the Rams. 3 games on the road, 1 at home. They go 3-1, they go 4-0. The Cowboys going to have my undivided attention.
But what if they, that could go the other way too. That could go the other way.
I'm picking the Eagles and the 49ers. I know the Eagles are way down the road, but I'm picking the 49ers on Sunday. Because I've seen Brock Purdy over the last year and a half. I've seen Dak Prescott over the last year and a half. And Brock Purdy has outplayed Dak Prescott over the last year and a half. No matter the metric that you want to use, Brock Purdy has played better than Dak Prescott.
Yeah, Brock Purdy's played better than a lot of people. Brock Purdy is phenomenal what he does, and the way Shanahan sets him up to do his thing is amazing. But if you talk about defensive respect, I came on this show and said, hey, the Dallas Cowboys defense is the best in the world. Right? And then the Cardinals did what the Cardinals did to the Cowboys, and we had to stop. And the Niners, none of their defense is getting talked about. What Dak is about to face this weekend is a real challenge. I hope he shows up to it, because what you're saying off air, me saying I hope I'm convincing or not, that's on Big Mike McCarthy, too, who's calling plays for the first time. I'm excited to see what this Cowboys team can do against the top of the NFC, because ultimately, in the end, that's who they're going to have to see in the playoffs, Steven.
They got to be better in the red zone.
They're going to have to see him in the playoffs, but we don't know that. We have to hope that the Cowboys get to where San Francisco is going to be.